Hi ladies, in today's video we are going to touch upon whether or not you should ask us to cut and customize your topper at checkout and whether you are worried about your returns process. So we'll go over the video in different stages and different examples for different buyers. So the first example will be a UK buyer who is brand new to Perfectfringe and brand new to hair wearing. I would advise the first thing you do, if you see a topper that might work for you, you may click on the website, click shop toppers and see, for example, Senorita and think, oh my God, I'm in love, that could work for me. If you've not reached out to me for advice, I'm really very honest and sometimes I spot things that you may not spot. I would reach out, have a video chat or send photos of your hair and say, hey, I'm completely new, I'm a bit nervous. Do you think Senorita will work for me? Here's pictures of my hair, here's pictures of my root. This is my length, and then at that point I can say to you yes or no. If I've given you the green light, it doesn't mean you should charge in and get all the cuts and customizations done, because you still want to, you're still worried at this point. You don't have no idea what hair topper is, how it works, how it goes on. And I think in that particular situation, I would advise a brand new buyer who's already reached out to us, so we know the color's okay, I would advise you don't get the cuts and customizations. Why? Because I don't want you to lose your right to return. I want you to leave that open. I want you to get the product physically in your hand, see it, feel it, touch it, pop it on and see how you get on with it. Once you've done that, see how you feel. Most of the time, clients love it. They think, oh, I'm glad that I didn't even get a face frame fridge. It actually looks great without one. I've had that happen quite a few times. And in which case, you know, keep it, wear it, enjoy it. There's other customers who at that point might say, I don't know, I'm not ready. Then in that case, no worries, send it back. And if you are in the UK, you get a full refund. Okay. If, for example, you get it, you love it, and you're gutted you didn't get the face frame cut, no worries, send it back and we will charge you just for a cut. We won't need to R&R, we won't need to cut, we won't need to do, we won't need to wash and condition. It's already been done. So all we'll charge you for is the cut, and that we will quote you depending on what you want. So that's example number one. We want you to buy with confidence. We don't want you to buy and feel sick with nerves that, you know, you've got the car and, you know, what if it doesn't work? We don't want you to feel that. Now, example number two is a Perfectfringe buyer who has a lot of Perfectfringe toppers. You know what to expect, okay? You are possibly very particular with your color, but you know Perfectfringe toppers are good. What do? Again, I advise you don't get the cuts. I've done this many times with my repeat customers. I've said, hey, look, I think it's going to work, but I know you're quite particular with your color. So why don't you just take her, see how you get on with her, and you may be surprised. Sometimes, nah, it's too dark for me. It's too ashy for me. It's too light for me. Other times, oh my God, I didn't think this color would work, but it really, really does. And we decide together. I had one client only today grab a color that was so not her, but oh my God, it was just, it's like she should have been born with that color. So sometimes we can learn together and you'd be surprised. You can try something new and it can just be your sweet spot. So existing Perfectfringe client, a little bit particular with your color, don't get the cuts and customizations. We can always do them after. Example number three, when I advise you should get the cuts and customizations. Say, for example, you always have a fringe. You don't have a local hairdresser willing or able to cut that fringe for you. You know what you want, you know the colour's going to work. We've had a quick video consult, or you've asked me and I know your colour and I've given you the green light. At that point, you don't want to get her and send her back to me and then pay a little bit extra and get the cut and then wait to get her back. At that point, I'd say go for it. Your cuts and customizations are free. You know what you're getting, you know the colour's going to work, and you know you can't wear it without those cuts and customizations. So those are the three examples for UK. My international ladies, it is a little bit trickier, and I'll tell you why. There's two reasons. One is postage. We offer free worldwide postage, and we ship with DHL Express. And although it's free for you, for us it's about 60 to 70, sometimes a little bit more UK pounds. So although we will ship for free, if at that point you've gone, no, I want to return it, we do charge, we take £45. We take about 80% of the fee and we take that off your refund. And that's all we take. We don't take return fees or anything like that, but then you have to pay to ship it back. So you'll be out of pocket a bit for shipping, but I kind of think that's if the item is just, you know, not to your satisfaction. Obviously if there's a fault, you know, this is a completely different story, but that's the same with all companies. Now, the other problem with returning internationally is the customs border. What is it? How much is it? Can you prove it's a return? Is it stuck at the border? Sometimes it doesn't even get to me. Yet I've had 2 occasions where my clients, lovely ladies, through no fault of their own, have sent the product back, labeled it correctly. It just never reached me. And it was really very stressful for both myself and, of course, the buyer. So at that point, I would say to you, you're best off thinking that returning internationally is a little bit of a headache. So if you're not sure whether or not a product is for you and you still decide you want to buy with us, I say go for your cuts and customizations, and then you can always at that point, you know, because you know it's not that easy to send it back to get the cut at that point. I would say at that point, you know, hopefully the piece works for you, and if it doesn't, you might prefer to sell it on locally. There's some really great places. There's Trading Tresses, there's Silk or Lace, and you know, you can sell it locally within your country. But I definitely advise, if you want to buy internationally, just reach out. Let's have that video consult. Let's remove that room for error. But of course, it goes without saying that if you're in the UK and it's just a quick backwards and forwards with Royal Mail, I am able to help you a lot better. So to sum up, if you're feeling nervous, don't get the cuts and customizations. I'm not fleeing the country. I'm not going anywhere. I'm always around. Even if we have to send it backwards and forwards to each other a couple of times, it doesn't matter. It means you buy without feeling worried. And in the end, you end up with your perfect topper. I learn what you love. I learn that sweet spot, that color. And I remember everything. I remember all the details. I don't know how or why, I just do. So together, take advantage of the fact that, you know, I'm not a huge company and I am one-to-one with my clients. Take advantage of that, because I really want you to get your perfect topper. I know what it's like to get your perfect hair and that little boost it gives you, and you know, I want that for you. I love my clients. I love those messages I get that say, yay, I just love my topper. Like, I genuinely feel really happy. So if we have to have a bit of backwards and forwards, then so be it. At the end of the day, it's a small price to pay, and they're not cheap products. So I hope I've helped. If there's anything else you'd like to ask or see from us, or anything we could be doing, because we want to always do better and be better. I love what I do, and I really just want to, you know, keep doing it basically. So that's all for today's video. I hope it's helped you make a decision. If you haven't, I will always say, don't rush. Don't impulse buy. If it doesn't feel right, don't go for it. It has to feel right. You have to get that feeling, basically. And if you don't, then, you know, hopefully when it arrives, if you haven't cut and customized it and you've popped it on, at that point it's so much easier to figure it out. I used to have black hair. I used to have red hair. I used to have bright blonde hair. It took me so long to find my sweet color, which is this nice honey color. Just sometimes it can take a while. That's what I'm saying. Okay, I'm droning on now. Hopefully that has been of some help. And until the next video, bye for now.